Hey, let me do a test. One, two, three, one, two, three, four. Can everybody hear me okay? I typically have on this computer, I have like four screens and I'm down to three. So I had to rearrange everything. But I guess it rained and stormed all weekend. We've had some kind of electrical malfunction. Who knows? We'll deal with it. Welcome everybody to the planning session. First of all, I'm gonna give you some thoughts before I get started. Uh, This week, we have a lot of what I call market moving news. You got your inflation reports, CPI, PPI, but you also this week have Oracle earnings. I think they come out after the close on Monday. And then, of course, I think everyone is going to be focused that on the debate come Tuesday night. So I think the market itself, if you look at it, we come into the week with it down 5% from its monthly open, which is a pretty good fall considering we had a 4-day week. And if y'all remember the way the week went, we were at highs on Monday night, Labor Day night, and it started selling off from there and kept selling off the whole week. So tonight, the market opened at 54.10 on the S&P. 54.10, and it's currently about 54.20, but it has to get above, I think, 54.45. You ought to write that number down to mean anything. Uh, that's sort of an overview of how we start out the week. I know that I was going through my numbers, and I have nothing that's in a buy area, and all you have is corrective areas, meaning where they go down to the low and they'll correct back up, and then you can't tell what the trend's going to be until you actually get some time under your belt. Well, we'll get that tonight in Asia. We'll get that tonight in Europe, and then tomorrow morning we'll have more numbers to digest. But I hope everybody had a great weekend. I guess football, if you're a football fan, you're probably uh, feeling pretty good about that. And if your team won, you're feeling good, I guess. But I think we just have to be patient. And I'm sort of in my patience will pay mode. And I've got my numbers right here in front of me. I got all the numbers laid out. Uh, every market, this is very interesting. It's almost like they're counting on us having a recession. That's what it's like, okay? And I think we've had a recession, a rolling recession, but I think now it might be a general one. Now, there's a high degree of risk involved in trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Now, my YouTube channel, get signed up for it. We're growing it. We started with zero. And so we try to put interesting topics in there. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do next. I did an interview with me and Roger in here answering some questions, different perspective. It's always good to be open-minded about how you view things. And I think that anytime you can learn, you're going to be a better trader. That's the main thing, to learn. One thing, I'll give you a side note. I was watching, has anybody ever watched that series of The Food That Made America? Anybody ever watched that series, The Food That Made America? It's very interesting. I was watching it, and they were talking about uh, the creativity of the son of Mars, the Mars bars, and and then the other one that got me was the perseverance of I guess Colonel Sanders. Uh, and so I thought that was a very interesting topic because in the market you do have to have perseverance. You know, I guess I guess if it gets tough sometimes when you're in the market and you're trying to figure out how to make money. And I think the problem is that sometimes we don't give ourselves enough room to do our setups from the standpoint, we're always looking for that next trade. But it's a perseverance. It's not how fast we get there, it's that we get there. And that's why I believe in education. Now, you click that bell and you'll get notifications when we go live in YouTube. And I think this has really been a work that we put together with you, topics and everything. And I think we do that because there's certain times during the year, there's topics that will be probably more pertinent than other times. I was looking in the Stock Traders Almanac. There used to be some numbers, and I couldn't find it. I had to look through it again, where if you have a down Friday, you end up with a down Monday. I think it's a high percentage of time that happens. So I just remember it from experience, but I didn't see it in there anymore. So I might have to look closer. Now, this slide here, if you're a new option trader, I'd have it pinned to my computer because this is really defines the world of options and stocks working together. And it will clear up your head if you put on a trade when you're trying to say, hey, what's my goal in this trade? Simple to use, but it defines all the different actions that make single buying calls or buying puts or putting calls with puts or calls and other type calls. All of them are designed to give you a clear understanding of what your goals are. And this slide helped me tremendously when I first got started. Our customer service is live Monday through Friday from 10 to 1. We get a lot of positive feedback about that. It's sort of like if you have a question, you got a notebook, you write you put the notebook down and you write something. Hey, I need to know what Tom said about X, Y during a certain webinar. You can go there and say, hey, he was talking about and describe it, and they'll give you the answer. It's very helpful to you, especially where you don't have to take your time trying to find your notes or remember things if you keep that notebook. I always keep a notebook right by my desk to write things down because a lot comes at you as a trader. All right, our schedule, this is our schedule tomorrow. We have a 10 o'clock old school meeting. We have a 12 o'clock intermediate online. Tuesday, I've got a basic flash meeting, 10:45. We got T-Buzz Connect the Dots. Wednesday, Jonathan, I'm gonna have to move. I've got an appointment on Wednesday at the greater part of the morning. We're gonna have to move that Wednesday 10 o'clock to let's just do it Tuesday at 10. New futures on Tuesday. Yeah, I need to have the whole day open if I can because I get my annual physical. There you go. And then of course Thursday 10 for 10, and then Friday our wrap up, which seems to be really more and more popular with people at the end of the week to sort of take some of the lessons and the market and what we do. In my opinion, right now, you can't be long, even though you go, look, it's up. Well, you got to play the percentages. Mars Monday, that's the day that we gather numbers. And right now, I'll just tell you, we went down to 94, 53, 94 on Friday, right? And then we bounced, correct? Tonight, we went down to 54.04, and now we're at 54.23. So you just got to be careful, let this market unwind. They're making an attempt to come up. The resistance number that they're trying to get to is 54.48. Write that number down, 54.48. All right, let's look at this. When you see, now think about it this way. when you're in a bull market and going up and making highs, you will always have the NASDAQ, the tech sector, leading the market. When you look at those percentages there, you've got the E-mini 12.47% leading the NASDAQ. That's a warning sign. And it's been a warning sign now for over a month. Okay? Over a month since y'all remember the August low at 51.20? Y'all remember that low? Then we rallied from there, went to 56.69. So now we're down here at 54.23. Try to keep the big picture in perspective. Europe is up 7.89%. Gold has been the best performer, 21.82. People in my futures class have had their eyes open to what I call low risk trading of gold. In fact, I think it's going to set up again tomorrow, so we'll see. So we'll talk about that sometime, maybe tomorrow if we get a chance. Crude down 4.71%. It's gone negative for the year. I've told you when a market is bullish for the year, it goes negative. It usually stays negative. Keep your eye on crude, 68.33. That's telling us something, isn't it? Okay. The other one that's telling us something is bonds. They were negative. Bonds were negative all year long. Bonds are positive. Keep your eye on bonds. Bonds are going higher. If bonds go higher, TLT will go higher. I actually went long TLT on Friday, and I'm going to probably buy some more TLT this week. Okay? As long as bonds stay above the monthly open and the weekly open. And the weekly open for bonds, let me give it to you, is 125.22. 125.22. That's a number for tomorrow you want to look at. 125.22. All right, news. We talked about core CPI. That's on Wednesday. CPI. PPI is on Thursday. So think about this. You got Oracle earnings tomorrow after the close. I think they're going to be positive based on my analysis. I think Oracle earnings are going to be positive. And that gives hope to what sector? The tech sector. Okay? Now, Tuesday night, you got your debate. That's the political uncertainty in front of us. Wednesday, CPI, Thursday, PPI. You got a lot of news that can shake up your world, and the market comes into that news down 5%. So if you had a 50% retracement to the drop, it would probably take you up to that 5,500 area, or about 100 points up, before you would realize, hey, that low that was created on Friday might hold. And that's things that you'll have to think about as Monday develops. Probabilities are good tomorrow, good Tuesday, good Wednesday, good Thursday, good Friday. So traditionally, this week serves as a turnaround week for the market. You know, September averages down somewhere between 3 and 5%. We're at 5%. So based on the averages, maybe you ought to be looking to buy things. I personally will use my rule, which is, what is the monthly open? Okay? That's what I will use. My 10 tickers, here they are. This is what I got. Notice that I gave you numbers that break down certain stocks. XLK, technology. If it goes below 199.40, you're going to get an extended drop in tech. NVIDIA below 97.40, extended drop. It will go down and test 90 if it breaks 97.40. Gold goes above 230.55. I look for higher prices. TLT above 155. I look for higher prices in the bond market, lower interest rates. Google below 150.40. I look for lower prices there. Amazon 69.40, lower prices there. Berkshire would have to climb back above 465.55. American Express above 255. The QQQ would have to have roughly about 11-point rally to turn bullish at 458.55. If it breaks below 444.40, then I'm looking for lower prices. These are the best numbers that I have to go into tomorrow and the rest of the week with the news that we got. Any questions about the 10 tickers? Buck, I'll be thinking about it. He asked me about DJT after the debate. I'll look at that, look at it. Let's see how it trades into the debate. All right. I have a slide that I was supposed to have up here. Let me talk about it real quick, okay? 5 reasons the market is down. These are my reasons, in my opinion. The E-mini is down 54 below 54.90. That's the 3-day low. Write that number down, 54.90. Unemployment is growing. Unemployment is growing. Because unemployment's growing, that creates the picture of a declining economy. Dollar Tree, keep your eye on Dollar Tree. Has anybody ever heard the phrase where the rubber meets the highway? Anybody ever heard that phrase? Dollar Tree is where the rubber meets the highway in the economy. When their sales are down, it's telling you that we are really about to go over a ledge. Keep your eye on that stock. That'll tell us a lot. The uncertainty of politics, that is going to create a very volatile market, and you can tell that by following the VIX. The VIX is at 21. That's a good pivot number for it, and that's good. 21. NVIDIA, the number one stock that is associated with this bull market that we're in 2024 is NVIDIA. NVIDIA keeps making lows. If you remember, I said, if NVIDIA breaks 117, it's going lower. It broke 114, going lower. 107, going lower. My new number is 97.40. Let's see what NVIDIA does, okay? A lot of news this week, a lot of shake, rattle, and roll. We're going to be careful, but the bottom line is, let's make that statement that I always use: patience will pay. Patience will pay. Let me open it up for questions. Anybody got any questions at all? Frank, I got to have a rally tomorrow in gold. If I do, we're fine. If we don't, I got to move on. I have a gold play on. Just hanging in there. Yes, the XLK trade is still on. I'll decide after the first hours. And Dennis asked, how's the election playing out? Not the way I thought it was because of the switcheroo. And for the first time, I saw a change in probabilities. And I think Tuesday's going to be a big night. Apple is weak, but not as weak as some of the other stocks. They have a big day tomorrow at Apple, an investment day talking about I think their iPhone 16. I think that's what the subject is, or some of their new technology they're bringing to bear. But that's tomorrow. Okay. Andre asked, do I expect the VIX to move big this week? Andrea, keep your eye on the VIX. If it's getting smaller and smaller, it means they're buying the market. Okay. We need more numbers on it before we can tell. But if it starts getting above 22.5, then we're going like home. Okay. Futures first, Laura, you should get some videos with the master class. Okay. You should get some videos with the master class on futures first. Yes, I would avoid mail. I would avoid oil right here. I would avoid it. Yeah, Monica, but it's really interesting. She just posted a probability calendar. That's the tightest it's been since the market started selling off. Hey, Oscar, do me a favor. Put your phone number in and I'll call you tomorrow. I'll write it down right now and give you a call. Okay? Sometime midday is what I would estimate. Okay? Somebody just asked me what I think if the vice president wins the election. I would have to tell you, do y'all remember 2022 in the market? 2022? That's the way I would answer it. Go back and look at what happened in 2022. That's my opinion. Okay. Uh, if you're in TNT in the morning, I'll post the 5 magic tickers based on what I see overnight. So pay attention to those 5 major tickers. I put Google out there Friday morning. What a trade that was. It dropped $7 or $8. So be looking at it. I'll be looking at Dollar Tree in the morning. Okay, and give you an opinion on Dollar Tree. Be one of the ones we look at. And of course, gold. All right. Thank you for coming. You saw our schedule. Any other questions? Great crowd. Get joined on youtube.com. Be part of it. I'll get something else posted that's pertinent this week. And maybe on the bonds, TLT. That might be a good topic to talk about. TLT. Do y'all know my rule? If a stock closes above 100, how high it goes? Does everybody know that rule? Gary, it typically takes anywhere from 3 months to 6 months to have an effect once they start cutting rates. Let me ask that question again. Does everybody know my rule of a stock that closes above 100 where it heads? You need to know that rule because TLT is qualifying. I did call it on Lori. I did call that 2022 market. That's right, 110. And because of that, I'll probably be taking a long-term position in TNT. Just letting you know. TLT. I said TNT. I'm thinking 10 on 2. A stock that closes above 100 goes to 110 long term. I could use it. I could use 10%. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for being here. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you're ready to go. Pay attention to in the morning. I'll put out a video and then we'll go from there. Patience will pay.